Welcome to my channel. This is an indication of some of the things that I cover on a regular basis in my videos. If you haven't already subscribed, please feel free to do so, and don't forget to click the little bell so that you'll get notified of future videos. Please feel free to share my videos on your social media, and I hope you enjoy the video which follows. Well, hopefully that's in focus. This little video, I guess, is going to be a collection of several things. Tiny little update here from the grow room, and then I want to take you out and show you the chickens that have survived the winter, getting out to do some free ranging this afternoon, hopefully. That is one of the 11 strawberry seeds that I planted. I don't have 11 seedlings yet. I have 8 that have germinated. I think that's the first one that we're looking at there, but there are 8 altogether, so there's only 3 more that hopefully will come up at some point, and hopefully I'll be able to keep the ones that do germinate, be able to keep them alive until I get them in the garden this summer. I also wanted to talk about the thing that I thought was a pine cone and the seeds that I've planted. This, if you remember, from my most recent video. I thought that that was coming off a pine tree, and then one of my subscribers from Western Canada said that he thought it was a Norway spruce. And I thought, no, I'm quite certain it's pine. I saw the tree that it came off of. But it's on the golf course, and I walked around the golf course again yesterday and today, and I walked to the place where that tree is, and he was right. It's a Norway spruce next to a pine tree that I thought the cones were coming off of. The tree that it's coming off of are, I don't know, 60 feet in the air. There's a couple of them in that area, and they both have lots of those cones on it. Well, Norway spruce, as the name indicates, is not native to this area either. I think in Europe it's just called the European spruce. Lovely big tree. And I love the pine cones. I love the spruce cones that are on it. So if I'm lucky and anything germinates, I will still grow them on and plant them on my property. Several people have been concerned with me planting these big trees on my property close to my house or whatever. I don't have to worry about that. I have 8.5 acres of land, and most of that is natural forest with some clearings in various places in it, so they will probably be planted out in the clearings in the forest. Well, let's have a little look at the chickens. Can't say that they don't appreciate being out. This happens every time that I open this coop with the bantams in it. They come out in a big mass exodus. I also, for the first time, I think the first time ever, I'm letting both coops out at the same time. Something that I don't usually do because the roosters in the 2 coops will fight with each other. Well, the coop with the Chanticleers and my one remaining barred rock hen no longer have any roosters in with them. I lost Prince Leah this winter, the black silky bantam. He would be 9 years old this spring. And just recently the Chanticleer rooster that used to be in there passed away also. They don't seem to live as long as other birds. At least that's been my experience with the Chanticleers that I have. And Prince Leah was, as I say, almost 9 years old, so he had a good innings, so to speak. I don't know if they find much, but they certainly enjoy themselves looking for it. I suppose there must be some insects and things around this time of year, and some of the ground is thawing in places, so some worms are probably coming to the surface, but they thoroughly enjoy their scratching around in the leaf mold and often under the trees and around on the grass. They're small, but they're good. I think that's six eggs today, mostly from the banties. This one here, even though it's not all that big, is the first egg I've had in months from the big white Chanticleer birds. Haven't been laying all winter. I don't augment their light or anything, so the days are long enough and warm enough now that at least one of them has started to lay again. There are better shots of these birds. I think maybe you've already seen some and some coming up, but these are the old English game. and I think they've become my favorite. They're such charming little things. And that is Martha, the silver sea bright. She's also 9 years old. I think she's glad to see the Old English game birds too, because now she's no longer the smallest one in the coop. If you can get them side by side, the Old English game birds are significantly smaller than Martha. When I first let the large hens out, you no doubt heard the racket and saw the little black rooster chasing a hen in the background there. Very excited to meet the large white girls that he'd never met before, or never been close enough to before. But it didn't take long and he calmed right down, mainly I think because they went off by themselves and he was more concerned about guarding his little flock here. I think it's going to work out all right. I'll be able to put them out together. There he is. I will be surprised or interested to learn where Martha spends the night tonight, though. She always feels that she belongs back in the large coop, because that's where she started life. She's managed to get in there 2 or 3 times, and I don't think the Chanticleers would hurt her anymore. There's no rooster in there or anything, so if she does move back in there, I'll just leave her there. Some of the Chanticleers, they seem to be camera shy. Whenever I get close enough to get some video of them, they move off and go somewhere else. I'm not sure of their age. I have 2 different batches. Walter from the Ross Farm Museum in New Ross, Nova Scotia, gave me a dozen eggs from the museum. Those were my first Chanticleers, and then in a year or maybe 2 years later, I brought hatching eggs in from a breeder in Ontario. So I can't tell them apart. They're just big white birds, but they don't seem to be as long-lived as some of the other varieties. At least that's what I find here. These girls are checking out the bantam coop. They've never been allowed in there before. The door is open. They've got to see what's going on. But that is my one surviving barred rock hen. Doesn't have a name because I had 3 and all 3 were identical. I could give her a name now, I guess, but she also will be 9 weeks old in just a few weeks' time. This young lady has been broody for weeks. That's one of the nests in the bantam coop. I thought she was probably sitting on eggs. Well, in a way, she sort of is, I guess. The other day, she came off the nest, and I got a chance to see what was under her. She's sitting on one ceramic nest egg. This is all 4 of my surviving Chanticleer hens. I still like them. They're beautiful big birds, but as I said, they have not laid all winter long. Just started. I got the first egg out of one of them today. They still look healthy and nice, lovely, big, chubby birds. Everybody's getting curious to see what might be in the bantam coop. All going to the door, taking a little look inside. I'll say thank you for watching, because this is the last clip and it does end abruptly. This is looking inside of the coop that I have my quail in. I've only got 3 surviving quail, and they didn't read that book that says they were supposed to die in a year. They're almost 4 years old now. But also the mottled cochin and the blue cochin are in there with them. The mottled is the one that's there you're seeing now. The other one doesn't show the blue on it very well. If it gets out in the sunlight, it has lighter gray feathers on top of its dark feathers, which are blue, which makes it, they say, is blue. And that's Martha. She's gone in to inspect, see whether or not she might like to move in with them, I guess. Thank you for watching. That concludes this little update from the chickens.